Good morning, dear students. How are you? I know you cannot give the answer, but I know you all are fine. Today, we are going to start a new lesson. But before we start the lesson, tell me one thing. You all are watching now this video. So tell me one thing. What is the position of your mobile? I know you cannot give the answer, but I know your answer will be, all of your answer will be same. That is, yes ma'am, our mobile is front of, see look at here, front of me and to my shoulder level or below my shoulder level. Right? One more thing. If I ask you, while taking the selfie, what is the position of your mobile? So you will say, simple man, it's right to me and above my shoulder level, or it's left to me and above my shoulder level. Right? So what in these two examples what I asked the same question, that is, what is the position of your mobile, and what answer you gave in return to that position of mobile is front of me, right of me or left of me. It means you have told the position of mobile with related to you. Your position is fixed, right? So what we are going to learn in this topic, that is a position of say point P, and here from here now you have guessed what lesson we are going to start today. That is what? Chapter lesson 7, coordinate geometry. Now here, what is the main purpose of coordinate geometry? That is to locate the position of point on given plane. So now when I gave you the examples, how you told the position of mobile, that is related to you. You were in the fixed position, and with that relation you told that mobile is somewhere front or left, sidewise or up or down. So similarly here position of point P will be told with relation to a fixed point. Say here it could be a fixed point, and how we are locating this point P, that is we are locating with the relation of this fixed point by drawing vertical lines and horizontal lines. You can say here these so let me draw this. So now you can see here I have drawn two perpendicular lines, one horizontal line and one vertical line, and this is intersecting at point. That point is the fixed point. From here we have to locate, or we have to tell the position of point P, right? So now what we will do in this case, you have learnt about this lesson in 9th standard as well. So whatever the basics you have learnt in 9th standard, we are going to revise again through this introduction part. So first of all, tell me what we are going to learn in this lesson, and then we will go back to this same point. So here we are going to learn introduction of the lesson. So in introduction part, we are revising what we have learned in 9th standard about coordinate geometry and various terms, various terminology in coordinate geometry. Next, your new thing you are going to learn in this lesson is the formulae. So here you are not going to locate only the position of one point with given coordinates, but suppose I have given here point A and point B. So you are going to draw a coordinate plane for it, and then you are finding finding the distance between A and B, and that is called your distance. For finding this distance, you are using distance formula. So this is a new thing you are going to learn in this chapter, in this grade, right? So one more thing you are going to learn, and that is, if these 2 points are given and these 2 points are intersected by one other point, which is intersection is given in the form of ratio, like A is to B ratio. So what will be the coordinates of this point, you have to find out, and that you are going to learn in this grade. And for that, you have in this lesson section formula. And then the next thing you have in this lesson is area of a triangle. And based on these all concepts, you have exercises that I am solving. Few questions will be given for homework, but rest all are we are solving here. So be attentive. Take your notebook for writing down the notes. When I ask you to take a pause, so you have to take pause and start writing the notes. Now one more thing, all these sums based on these, for drawing the graph and all, you need to have your graph paper ready so that you can plot the points and you can show the distance and sections through graph paper. So let's start our example here, that is location of, or locate the position of point P. Now I have told you that this is the fixed point. You have drawn perpendicular lines intersecting through this fixed point. Now this horizontal line, this is horizontal line. You have studied what it called, that is called x-axis, right? This vertical line, this is vertical line. What is called? This is called y-axis. Now when these two perpendicular lines are intersecting, what this point, intersection point is called, which is named as O, and that is called as origin. So now you have learned, because of this plane, first let me tell you few things about coordinate plane. This whole plane, when you are drawing these perpendicular lines, this is known as coordinate plane, or it is known as Cartesian plane. You have learned everything in 9th standard, but we are going to revise it so that we will go further for the new topics in this lesson. Now, with this plane, we get 4 parts. So this is, that 4 parts are known as quadrants. So we start naming this as first quadrant. First quadrant. Now if you go anti-clockwise, then here we get second quadrant. Then here is the third quadrant. And here fourth quadrant. So all these things you have learned, and again and again I am telling you, all these things you have learned in 9th standard. Now we will go back to our question, that is position of point B. Now for this, what you have to do, that you have to relate this with this fixed point origin. And how you are going to relate? You cannot draw a diagonal line from point to P, point O to point P. What you are doing? You are simply drawing a horizontal line which is intersecting here at y-axis. Now what this distance is called? So distance from y-axis to the point, that is distance from y-axis to the point, that is horizontal distance, right? So that is nothing but this is called x coordinate. What we call it? So the distance from y-axis to the point is called x coordinate. And we write it as x. Then if you draw a vertical line from the point on x-axis, then this is the distance from perpendicular. These are perpendiculars. This is the distance from x-axis to the point, and this is the vertical distance. So this is called y coordinate, the distance, and that is written as so the coordinates of point P are written as x comma y. Always it is written horizontal distance, which is x coordinate, as x first, and vertical distance as y coordinate, y next. So this is how we get the coordinates of point P, and this is how we locate the point P related to the coordinate plane and related to the fixed point origin. Now if we number this, for example, if we number this axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now here -1, -2. So these are the equal units we have to take on either side of x-axis and y-axis, above origin, below origin, and then we get here -2. So now you can see that horizontal distance is this much, 2 units, because we have divided this x-axis into equal parts. That equal unit, this is 1 unit, 2 units, so this is 2 units. So this means this is 2 units distance. And then our x coordinate for point P will be 2, right? Then if you measure the distance from x-axis to the point, that is the y coordinate. So how much distance you can see over here? That is 4 units. And that's why the y coordinate of point P will be 4. So this is how we write the coordinates of given point. Now the points could be in other quadrants also. Suppose here Q, here R, here S. So depending on how they are horizontally away from y-axis, that is x coordinate, and vertically away from x-axis, that is y coordinate. So we can write down the coordinates. This everything we have done, but we are revising it so that we can go with our new topic in this lesson very easily and with better understanding. All these things I am writing here later, but try to understand with this coordinate plane first. So now you understood how to write the coordinates of given point in the plane. Now suppose the point is here. So this is point is here. One point is here on the x-axis. What will be the coordinates of this point A? So you can see from y-axis the distance of point A is 3 units. So x coordinate is 3. What is the distance from x-axis to the point A? Nothing. So it's what? 0. So the point on x-axis has coordinate, x coordinate as 3 and y coordinate 0. So that is in the form of x comma 0. You can have the point here as well. So what will the coordinates for this point be? That is -2, and y coordinate is as usual 0 because points are lying on x-axis. So points lying on y-axis. For example, here we have point C. So this C point is lying on y-axis. So now what is the distance of C point from y-axis? It is 0. And the distance from x-axis? 1 unit. So the coordinates of point C, which is lying on y-axis, has 0, 1. Similarly, point on y-axis at this side. For example, point D. What would be the coordinates of point D? Again, from distance from y-axis to point D is 0. So it is 0, x coordinate is 0, and distance from x-axis to point D is -2. So here we get y coordinate -2. So the coordinates of point D are 0, -2. So I know that I am going a little fast over here, but this is a revision part. So, and I know you have learned this previously. So now take the notes along with this. What I explained you now, everything is written over here about this coordinate plane. The first thing is to locate position of a point on a plane. What we need a pair of coordinate axes, x-axis and y-axis. And then this plane is known as coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Now the distance of a point from y-axis is called x-coordinate, or it is also called abscissa, that you have learned in 9th standard. So this x-coordinate, horizontal distance from y-axis is known as x-coordinate or abscissa. The distance of a point from x-axis is called y-coordinate or ordinate. So here the distance from x-axis to point P is y-coordinate. Here we have 4 units. Next, the coordinates of a point in a quadrant is in the form of xy. So here when point is given in any of the quadrant, it is written in the form of xy. X will be any unit, y will be other unit. The coordinates of a point on the x-axis, for example point A and point B. So they are in the form of x0. You can see here 3, 0, -2, 0. Next, the coordinates of a point on the y-axis is in the form of 0, y. So you can see on the y-axis points given here as point C, which is written as 0 for x coordinate and 1 unit for y coordinate. Point C again 0 for x coordinate and -2 for y coordinate. Next, the coordinates of origin, they are in the form of 0, 0 because the distance of this point from y-axis is 0, that's why x-coordinate 0, and x-axis is also 0, that's why y-coordinate is 0. So this was the revision of the previous grades. Now let's see few more things in introduction part what you have studied, and then we will see what you are going to learn in this chapter, new part. In 9th standard, you have learned how to draw a graph of a linear equation in 2 variables on the coordinate plane. So, first of all, we will see the general form of linear equation in two variables. So here you have learned that the general form of linear equation in two variables is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a and b should not be equal to 0 simultaneously. So here, how do we get the graph of this linear equation in two variables on coordinate plane? So it is always gives us a straight line. So it could be a straight line depending on the coordinates. It could be a straight line like this. It could be a straight line like this. It could be a straight line like this parallel to y-axis. So this is how we get different types of graphs for linear equation in two variables, but they always are straight line. So the variables gives straight line. The graph of this gives us straight line. You have also studied in lesson number 2 of this grade polynomials, the quadratic polynomial. So the general form of quadratic polynomial or we say quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a should not be 0. That gives us the graph of this equation is a curve called parabola. So you have learned about this. So the curve, the graph representation for quadratic equation we get like this, or it could be this. Thus, the concept of coordinate geometry is to develop to locate the positions of points on the plane, and this concept is used in various fields like physics, engineering, navigation, aviation. So from that point of view, this topic is very important as well as interesting and logical. So now let's start what we are going to learn in this chapter, new thing in this chapter, and that is as I told you earlier that we are using the distance formula to find the distance between 2 points with given coordinates. Now you can see here I have drawn a coordinate plane and I have plotted here point A with coordinates 1, 2 and point B with coordinates 6, 5. Now we need to find the distance between these 2 points. But here we are not using the distance formula directly. First you should know what is distance formula and how it is derived, and then we are using it. So now with the basics, what we do here, that we draw a perpendicular on y-axis from point A. It is meeting over here. Then we drop a perpendicular from point A on y axis. Here it was x axis and perpendicular is on y axis. So now you can see that perpendicular drawn gives us this horizontal distance as 1 unit. It means this is 1 unit x coordinate, and a perpendicular dropped on x axis is nothing but y coordinate 2 units. Similarly, we are drawing a perpendicular from point B on x axis. So now you can easily find that the distance between x axis and B, that is vertical distance, will be these 5 units. That is x to B means y coordinate. And similarly here we have so the horizontal distance from point B on y-axis, this is nothing but x coordinate, that is 6 units. So when you draw a perpendicular distance on x-axis, name them as A, P. This perpendicular on x-axis, B, Q. Now perpendicular on y-axis from point A, name it as R. And perpendicular from B on y-axis, name it as S. So what distance you get for OP? First try to understand this. OP is 1 unit, right? Then OQ, which will be equal to SB or BS. So that whole is 6 units. Then vertical distance, as AP is 2 units, which is equal to OR, distance from here to here, 2 units. And as this BQ is 5 units vertical distance, which is y coordinate. So here from O to S, it gives us total 5 units. So now you understood how we get the distance on axis, x-axis and y-axis from this point. So the distance on x-axis means when you drop a perpendicular on x-axis, it cuts here at point P. So that is the distance of point A from x-axis, y-axis, and that is x coordinate. Similarly, when you drop a perpendicular on x-axis from point B, it cuts here at Q. So what is the distance from O to Q? That is nothing but x coordinate of point B, 6 units. Same way, when you drop a perpendicular from point A on y-axis, you get this vertical distance or vertical OR, which is nothing but y coordinate of point A, 2 units. And when you drop a perpendicular on y-axis from point B, then O to S, this distance is nothing but y coordinate of point B. So let's write it here. So now, here we have find distance between A with coordinates 1, 2 and B with coordinates 6, 5. For that, what we have done first? We have draw perpendiculars AP and BQ on x-axis. So after drawing these perpendiculars on this, what we get? We get this distance as OP, which is equal to AR, point OP, which is equal to AR, which is nothing but 1 unit. Now, what we get here? OQ, which is nothing but SB or BS. So here we get OQ, which is nothing but distance of point A from y-axis, that is x coordinate of point B. Yes? So now, can you find the distance PQ? This distance PQ, simple, that is deduct OP from OQ. So this is how we get the distance PQ is equal to OQ minus OP. Now what is OQ? 6 units. What is OP? 1 unit. So the distance we get as distance PQ we get as 5 units. Did you understand? Now we will go ahead with next step. That is, draw perpendiculars from point A and point B on y-axis. So, draw perpendiculars AR and BS on y-axis. So with this, y-axis is cut here at R and from point A, and y-axis is cut here at S from point B, perpendicular drawn from point B. So here what we get? OR, which is equal to AP, that is 2 units. And we get OS, which is equal to BQ, which is 5 units. So can we find the distance between this RS? So here we can find the distance RS is equal to this OS minus OR, which is 5 minus 2, 3 units. Now what next? We have not got the distance between A, B still now. So the next thing what we do, we are drawing a perpendicular from point A on this perpendicular BQ. So this is a perpendicular drawn which is meeting here at point C. And then what we get here? If PQ, is it not equal to AC? So here we get AC as 6 units. As PQ equal to AC, we get AC as 6 units. It's 5 units. And if you see, after drawing here or point C, if you compare this BC distance, is it equal to RS distance? So here what is RS? Here it is 3 units. So let's write it here what we have done. Draw AC perpendicular on BQ. Perpendicular. So AC perpendicular on BQ. So here it is meeting at point C. So now what we get here with this, that we get AC is equal to, this AC is equal to PQ, which is 5 units. And we get BC is equal to, this BC is equal to RS, that we have found here as 3 units. So now when you look at this triangle ABC, what it reminds you? That it's a right angle triangle. And now what is the property or theorem we use for right angle triangle? That is Pythagoras theorem. So can we find the distance of AB by using Pythagoras theorem with AC square plus BC square is equal to AB square? So let's write it here. So by Pythagoras theorem, what we get? AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So here AC square means 5 square plus 3 square. That gives us 25 plus 9. So now it's a square, AB square. So here, if you are taking square root of AB square, we get AB, and this will be square root 34 units. So now you understood how we found the distance from between A and B when they are given with coordinates. Copy this sum. So we will go for the next example. Let's see the second case. Find the distance between point P minus 3 minus 2 and point Q between Q 1, 2. So here you can see the points are in different quadrants. P is in third quadrant and Q is in the first quadrant. In previous case, both the points were in same quadrant. Now how can we find the distance between P and Q? So here again what we do, we are drawing a perpendicular from point Q on x-axis, right? So this is a perpendicular drawn, we can name it as A. Now what we do, we are extending this perpendicular further. Now next thing what we do, we are drawing a perpendicular on this extended perpendicular from point Q on this extended perpendicular PA, which is meeting at R. So this is how we get a right angle triangle PQR. By drawing this perpendicular from point Q on this extended PA, this meets here at y-axis at point, let's say B, with coordinates 0, 2. Here it is meeting with, at A with coordinates -3, 0. Now if you observe here, this whole QR is QB plus BR. So what is the horizontal distance between Q and B? That is 1 unit, x coordinate of Q. And what is the horizontal distance between BR? It is, see here, what is the x coordinate of point A, which is similar to this BR? This is -3. But as we take the distance, we always take the distance in positive value. So what will be the distance between BR? That is, here it is 1 unit and here it is 3 units. So total distance will be QR is equal to 4 units. Similarly, what is the distance between PR? This PA means y coordinate. Here it is given -2, but we have to take positive distance. PA 2 units plus this AR, which is nothing but this distance, y coordinate, that is 2 units. So 2 units plus 2 units, total PR gives us how many units? 4 units. I hope you have understood this. So here we get QR 4 units and PR 4 units. Now we can use this in Pythagoras theorem to find the distance between PQ. So let's write it here. First, draw perpendicular PA on x-axis and extend it further. Now next, draw QR perpendicular on extended PA. Extended PA. And what next we get? Thus we get QR is equal to 4 units and PR is equal to 4 units. I hope you have understood this, how we get this as 4 units and this as 4 units. Now, if you observe this, when we take horizontal distance, we always take x coordinate of these points. X coordinate. This and this. 1 plus this 3. So this. And when we take vertical distance, we take y coordinate. 2, this 2 and this 2. Total we get 4 units. So this is how, once we get this distance PQ and QR, PR and QR, then by Pythagoras theorem, it's very easy to find PQ, that is PQ square is equal to QR square plus PR square is equal to 4 square plus 4 square, that is 16 plus 16, 32. This 32 is PQ square. So square root of PQ square is PQ. Square root of is equal to square root of 32, square root 32 units. So if you see this 32 means 16 2s are 32. So this is a perfect square, comes out of square root sign, and this is how we get PQ is equal to 4 square root 2 units. Note this down. Now you can observe here the points given were P with coordinates -3, -2 and Q with 1 and 2. Now if you see the x coordinate of point P and Q, let it be x coordinate of point P as x1 and x coordinate of point Q as x2. Then how we get the distance? That we get as, if we take x2 1 and minus 1, x coordinate of Q, that x2 1 minus my x1, x coordinate of P, that is x1, that is gives us minus of -3, that is whole square. Did you understand what I did? I subtracted x coordinate of point P from x coordinate of point Q, and this is x1, this is x2. So x2 minus x1 means 1 minus of -3, and I did the square of this, right? Now what next? It means I did the square of this. What next? Now y coordinates of these points. As this is x1, its corresponding y coordinate is y1 and its corresponding y coordinate is y2. So here again the same process we do here, that is y2 minus y1. So what is y2 here? 2 minus of 2, make the square of this. Square of this. What next we do? We add these squares. And then what we get here? 4. 1 minus -3 gives us 1 plus 3 square plus 2 minus 2 minus 2, that gives us 2 plus 2 whole square. It means here we get 4 square, here we get 4 square, right? So it's nothing but 16 plus 16, which is 32. So here when you are squaring this is nothing but PQ square. So this is PQ square, and this is how we get PQ as equal to square root 32 units. Now don't worry, don't get tensed. This is nothing but a distance formula. We are doing it separately. But how we get the distance formula, I have given simple idea how we derive the distance formula with this example. So we are doing the distance formula in next video, but till then, just to know how we derive the distance formula, I have given the example with these coordinates x1, x2, y1, y2. Subtract, take the square, add the squares, and then how we get the distance? Square root of whatever the distance we get. Don't worry, we are doing the distance formula in next video. Note down these points. We will meet again for the distance formula and remaining part of this lesson in the next video.